Kolo, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The Moshe said, men that give life for this truth, the then Yahweh Shai shall rise first, the pioneers of this truth. The Moshe said, elders of great Moses that taught me the truth. As you brothers out there teaching to the house of David, the 144,000, the elect, the 1/3, men, women, and children are part of the elect. Basically, want to just bring out that this World War III is at the door. Over here is World War III alert. Alert Britain, France, sending tanks and troops to Russian border. Because this thing is brewing up, man. That's the times we're living. We're in the time of prophecy. That's why this devil's trying to stop this truth, you know, from coming out. Because the truth is the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites, are the Hebrew Israelites. We're the true chosen people of the Lord, the 12 tribes of Israel. But here it is, Stephen Ben Noon. Israeli News Live. They ain't the real Jews. But this devil, he be on point with the news, though. You know? Be watching his news. He's one of the best when it comes to him and WW3. But when it comes to the World War III, he's like number one. You know, but I'm going to play this clip because we at the end of this thing. This World War III is brewing up. We at the end of this society. This society's going to be destroyed real soon, man. Society's going to be destroyed, man, by thermonuclear war. Thus save the Lord, to save the Holy Scriptures. That's the prophecies, man. That's the time we're living. We live in the time of prophecies, you know.
Shalom Charim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live, and I guess I don't know when we're ever going to get enough of this. When is it ever going to stop? When's it going to slow down all this massive troop building?
It's not going to slow down. It's the plans of the Most High. How about Shem Yahushai? It's not going to slow down. It's going to pick up.
By NATO on Russia's border. No wonder why they want to censor alternative media. As I was being told by a friend of mine today in Israel, he said normally we're about at least 24 to 48 hours before mainstream media picks these things up. Of course, not in this case here. The Telegraph speaking about...
That's why they want to censor it too, because other news sources are bringing out information before the main media, because that major media is controlled by the elites anyway. The Rothschilds, the elites, Esau. And this truth is coming out that we're the children of Israel, that we're the Israelites, we're the true chosen people of the Lord. And them gutter rats over there in Israel, this gutter rat over here, this Edomite, Amalekite, the synagogue of Satan, ain't the real Jews. That we're the real Jews.
To send hundreds more troops to Russian border as Cold War tension escalates across Europe. They're not the only ones bringing it out. You also have here the Duran. Britain advances towards Russia's borders, ready to deploy 800 troops, drones, tanks, and to Estonia. And also we have here on the UK defense, again, picture of the British tank there headed towards Russia's border there. You know, to give you an idea where Estonia is here, just to take a look here on our map right here on the screen here, this is a little tiny country of Estonia right here, and of course Russia's border runs right here. It wasn't too long ago, about 8 months ago, that we shared with you from a friend of ours living there in Estonia that the U.S. had about 100 tanks on the Navarre River. The Navarre River runs right there on the line itself in a very shallow place there. It's easy for tanks to even cross this river with little ease. But you got to remember, St. Petersburg is right here, and this is why there's such a massive buildup of troops there, especially in Estonia, because the whole intention is to deliver a crushing blow to President Putin by trying to take St. Petersburg. Now, my concern is that Putin's not going to play games. He's not going to play church, as the old saying goes here. If they go to launch an attack on St. Petersburg, Putin may end up using tactical nukes or something like that to put a stop to any advancement on the Russian Federation. But nonetheless,
hey man, this is all prophecy, man. It's in the Bible, man. Isaiah 11:14. The second war was past, and behold, the third war coming quickly. You had the World War II, and then you have World War III. Cold War never went nowhere, man. You know, this is all brewing up. Germany sending tanks and troops. France, Britain, you see? Britain, France, all these countries are sending troops. NATO, because NATO was created to come against Russia anyway. And Russia's not playing, man. Russia's mobilizing. They're getting ready, man. And China's backing up Russia. It's going to be Russia, Pakistan, India, and America battling to do something real stupid. And even his own allies are going to turn on America. Just like the way America turns on the people, man, backstabs these other countries.
Not only do you have St. Petersburg that's close to the border, you also have Moscow, which is also close to the European border, but it's luckily Belarus is there, but not so much with Latvia. So if there is an attack directly on Russia, it is looking more like a preemptive strike at this point than anything else, which is very much concerning. We already have all the fronts on Ukraine. But, of course, there is the self-proclaimed People's Republic inside of Ukraine on the map right here, who have been, they kind of put a buffer zone between Russia and the Ukrainian forces there. But also we've had video footage, we shared this earlier this week too, in Slovakia. U.S. military equipment headed to Ukraine, other military equipment's heading there from different directions. So there is a massive buildup on the border with Russia. And of course, Belarus is right there, tucked in the middle there, and just to the north of Ukraine, south of Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. And Russia has been doing war games there with Belarus, also preparing, because that little country always gets the blunt of every war, including World War II, where the famous movie Defiance originates from the story there, and the largest massacre of Jews of the entire Holocaust era. Anyway, I'm Stephen Benoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. Very troubling news to be hearing. So many troops. And by the way, real quick before we close out on this broadcast, according to this here, the UK Defence Journal that published this article here, the 800 personnel to Estonia is with France and Denmark's contributing further troops. That's in addition to the 800. Not to mention the tanks, even aircraft.
Man, 8 means glory, man. Yeah, 8 sons, his sons and their wives, 8. Lord willing, we part of that ark. The elect to get into that ark. The tribes when they come back and get the fuck out of here.
Is looking at sending aircraft as well in this direction. So it's just this is worse than the Cold War. I mean, the Cold War was nothing compared to what is happening now. How much longer will it be, this provocation? I really still don't see Russia doing a first strike, because dealing with NATO, knowing that it's such a massive military to deal with. But I do recall those fateful words that Putin once said: if you know you're going to be into a fight, and the fight is inevitable, strike first. That's concerning. I'm Stephen Benoon with Israeli News Live.
That's right, man. Hey, man, that's prophecy. This is spirit too. So some gutter rats came on the block yesterday and they bought some shit off. They bought some buildings. They buying a lot of property where I'm at. They're doing that gentrification over here in Jersey City. Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warriors for confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. This could be a thermonuclear war, man. Thermonuclear war. And mind you, it takes 20 minutes. It takes about 20 minutes. 20 to 22 minutes for a missile from Russia to end up in America. But mind you, you got submarines that's on the coast of Mexico. You got subs that's right next to the American borders, man. And China too. 322. Skull and Bones desert. The Lord's gonna turn into a fucking desert. That's right, the missiles, man. That's what's coming. North Korea making their threats to America. That's the times we're living in. Third World War's at the door. We have the end of this thing. America's gonna be destroyed. No matter what you feds, FBI try to set up, you roll on us, you kill us. So for fuck what? America's still gonna be destroyed. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is still gonna destroy America, man. By way of thermonuclear war. By way of the Russians. Magog and Gog, like it says in Ezekiel 38. And Iran too. Iran, Libya, Ethiopia. The Persians. You wanna fuck with the Persians? We're just surrounding Iran right now. You're gonna shoot missiles over here, man. And America's gonna be destroyed. Every empire went down. America's fucking going down. Modern day Rome is going down. It's on fire. It's gonna be on fire. Kolo Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom to the house of David. 144,000. The Church of the Saints. 1/3. Men, women, and children. Part of the elect. The 12 tribes of Israel is gonna be delivered. That's gonna inherit the kingdom. Be the first ones to go to the gates of the kingdom. 2/3 you're gonna fall by the wayside and get it on the other side. Shalom. Kingdom of heaven is nigh. Repent. Shalom.